Hello viewer, you're welcome to your favorite tax enlightenment program. It is Tax Insight Monday. Yes, Tax Insight Monday is a program designed to bring you up to speed on every tax-related issues in Anambra State. Today, we're going to talk about motor, or rather vehicle registration in the state. And with me in the studio is a renowned person in that regard. I am talking of Mr. Basil Onwuzulume. Mr. Basil Onwuzulume is a State Motor Registrar. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Viewers, it's my pleasure. It's a great opportunity to have a brainstorming on motor registration, motor registry. I'm the State Motor Registrar for Anambra State.
Okay. It must interest you, Mr. Basil Onwuzulume is also a chartered accountant. And as we begin, sir, can you explain to the viewer what you mean by motor registry?
Yeah, as the name implies, motor registry. Motor registry is a bank where information about all vehicles flying in the state should be found or are documented. It is backed by law. It's created by an act. We have occasionally people think that the essence of creating motor registry or the essence of asking people to go and register their vehicles is only for the government to make money. That is no. It's typical no. The answer is no. What of the security? Most of the crimes that are being perpetrated can either be used by tricycle, motorcycle, or vehicle. How do you track those people down? So the government is interested in your welfare. Don't see it as government probably doing registration apparently for government alone to make money. It is not so. It is for security of lives and property. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like that part. It is for security purposes. Bring us to our next question. Mr. Basil, what other products do Anambra State have in relation to motor registry?
Yes, thank you very much, the moderator. A motor registration, fine. Essence is to create identity, a soul for a vehicle. Any vehicle is owned by a human being. And in the process, we have what is called vehicle registration. We have what is called roadworthiness, attesting the fact that that motor is prepared, is ready to apply in Nigeria for our safety. Again, we have a hackney permit if it must be a commercial vehicle. Then another one is all these things are encompassed into a number plate. You must have purchased a number plate. That your number plate is the identity that wears all these roadworthiness, all this vehicle registration, hackney permit, and all that stuff. Again, I will also mention in detail at the appropriate time. It's also the article of State Motor Registrar to issue driver's license. At the appropriate time, I will explain further on that, because a lot of people are claiming originality.
Okay, that's interesting to know. The viewers will also like to know, the explanation in details about the processes involved, in operating or obtaining a vehicle registration or license in Anambra State.
There are two questions. One is vehicle registration, and the other one is vehicle license.
Okay, they are different.
Fine. Well, let me start from the second.
Okay.
Driver's license is a national phenomenon. It's a national driver's license.
Okay.
And because it's a national driver's license, there is what is called a tripartite arrangement between the State Internal Revenue Service, the State VIO, or Motor Vehicle Authority, or whichever nomenclature that has been given by any state, and the Federal Road Safety Corps. The essence, as Joint Task Board, JTB, deemed fit, is to ensure that there are checks and balances. So the process starts from Internal Revenue Service. If you want to have your driver's license, come to Internal Revenue Service of the state of your choice. Then you pay for your learner's permit. That is admission that you want to have a driver's license. First of all, what is done in Internal Revenue Service is not done in VIO. It's not done in road safety. It's done in state internal revenues because it's our tackle. Then once it is paid, you go to any accredited driver's license of your choice, driving school of your choice. You go there and enroll. All the accredited driving schools are in our database.
Wow.
And it's also in the VIO database. Then you go there, you enroll. It is expected that at the expiration of 24 days, plus or minus 24 days, that you must have learned how to drive if all things been equal. Then you go to state to VIO, vehicle inspection, for vehicle inspection, VIO. You go to vehicle, there we have testing machines. You go there, you'll be tested in the classroom, and you will also be tested practically on how to drive those vehicles. Once you are successful, that one is done. You go to Federal Road Safety for your capturing. That is the only time you can go to Federal Road Safety for your capturing. Your data is captured, and I think it's also linked with this NIMM, and so on and so forth. Then you go. They give you what is called a temporary driver's license. That temporary driver's license is not expected to last more than 2 weeks or 2 months, as case may be, during which it is expected that your driver's license must have come back. However, any moment your driver's license comes back, it goes straight to Internal Revenue Service, to the office of the registry. Then the registrar will now begin to call individuals who own those driver's license to come with evidence of proof for collection. That's all. So the journey starts from Internal Revenue Service and ends in Internal Revenue Service.
In other words, it is the sole responsibility of the Anambra State Internal Revenue Service.
Not only Anambra State Internal Revenue Service, State Motor Registry. They will house all these things. Look at the one even I'm having. So that's the thing.
Interesting. Still on State Motor Registry registration.
Yeah.
Still tell the viewers about that processes.
There is nothing so wonderful about motor registration. It's just to create soul for your vehicle, to give your vehicle identity. And I did explain some of the things that attach to that registration. One is that if you want to register your vehicle, just go to any motor licensing authority. Go to any motor licensing office. It's virtually 21 local governments in this state. Stop patronizing touts. We made it in such a way that at a short distance you must see a motor licensing office. Go there and register your vehicle. The consequences of registering fake vehicle is massive. One is that if your vehicle gets lost, you can't get it. Two, the law enforcement agents will be harassing you on the road. It's not normal. And you're also cheating the state government for not paying that civic responsibility, responding to that civic responsibility. So, and it costs nothing, absolutely. Costs nothing, absolutely. Within a day, you can have your registered vehicle and get your driver's license. The only thing for now is because Anambra State is fast enough to introduce what is called e-card.
Yes, I'm going to come up.
That e-card is the only thing that may cost 48 hours after registration, because after the registration, you'll be given temporary cards. And within 24 hours, you get your e-card. That e-card serves as comprehensive paper of a particular vehicle. Once you subject it to an Anambra inspector, your Android phone, everything about registration of that vehicle is done.
Wow, fantastic.
Information regarding that motor registration, the person that owns and registers the vehicle, at a click of button, you see it there. I think Anambra State is one of the biggest thing this state has done. I think after Kano, I don't think there's any other state that has done it more than, I don't think, after Kano. In the entire federation. So it's a kudos to our leaders and our governors and even our chairman. It's kudos.
Interesting. Yeah, you talked about tripartite agreements or relationship between the State Motor Registry, the VIO, Vehicle Inspection Officers, and the Federal Road Safety Corps. Tell us.
Okay, I see it at an issue that Joint Task Board, JTB, call their wisdom, organize this arrangement to ensure that there is stability, uniformity, and clarity. What is obtained in driver's license in state A will also be obtained in state B, and so on and so forth. That is the essence of it. And to ensure that there is no fraud. Yes, because you can't start, like Anambra State, for example, which is my state, cannot start production of driver's license and end it alone. Okay. It must go from State Motor Registry to VIO, from VIO to the Federal Road Safety, from Federal Road Safety, when it is produced, it will come back again to us. You can say it's interchanged. So there's no way. And if you don't have this stage, you can never cross over to another stage. Like if VIO says you've not learned how to drive vehicle, you can't go for capturing. They must certify you with a certificate that you are satisfied that you have passed the driver test. You can now go have your driver and go for a capturing.
In other words, they're all partners in progress.
Of course, no.
All right. Viewer, if you have any questions, comments, or inquiries, don't forget to drop it at the comment section on your screen. And don't also forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel written at the screen. At this juncture, we'll go for a break, and when we come back, we'll continue on our program, Tax Insight Monday. Yes, viewers, welcome back to our program, Tax Insight Monday. My guest has been Mr. Basil Onwuzulume, a chartered accountant, and he is a State Motor Registrar. Mr. Basil,
yeah.
Tell our viewers who want to know, is there any penalty, approved for any driver, that does not register his vehicle, in the States? Tell us, is there any penalty?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. There is never a sin that have no consequence. I want to make it categorically clear to my viewers that driving a vehicle without obtaining driver's license is a crime. It's a crime. At the description of the court of a competent jurisdiction, you can be jailed. It's as bad as that.
Wow.
Please, my good people, don't drive without obtaining driver's license. It's as good as somebody rushed into a plane and starts moving a plane, pressing buttons to move a plane. It has the same penalty. Yeah? However, people on the road, in the road, you can be asked to pay penalty of 10,000 naira for driving without obtaining a driver's license. Okay. And with an expired one, those enforcement agents on the road can ask you to pay 3,000 naira, as case may be. Okay. But the offense is not as we may think. It's a criminal offense to drive without driver's license. One can be jailed in the process, especially when there is accident. Okay. No matter whether it is fatal or minor accident is accident.
Okay. I think that brings us to our final question, Mr. Basil. Our viewers would like to know, what are your challenges in the course of driving revenue for the states as the State Motor Registrar?
We have a lot of challenges. But I would just like to highlight one or two or three as case may be, because other ones could be mitigated easily. I can only talk of the ones that we can, at times we don't have authority to change the situation. Like occasionally we used to have out of stock syndromes in areas of number plates. And remember, this number plate is not owned and it's not produced by State Internal Revenue Service. It's produced by Federal Road Safety. So when it is not out of stock, there's nothing we can do. That's the problem. Well, it's a major challenge we do. Yeah. But outside that, our registration continues seamlessly. Yeah. Another thing is that there are, like I said, there are things you cannot control, like payment model. If there is network issue or thereabout, I know taxpayers will always favor us because they never bargain for that. But if there is a downtime, there's nothing we can do. We can't control the bank and all that stuff. So until when the system is up, we just generate payments and begin to issue our vehicle papers as case may be. So another one is compliance. A lot of people are not compliant. A lot of people are adamant about anything about compliance in renewal and even purchasing of new ones. So these are things. And but in a very recent time, we thank God, our able chairman in his wisdom has inaugurated what UBET, inaugurated task force mechanism that's helped out with Torture Brigade, police, and the VIO. These agencies used to help us in
compliance. Mr. Basil, your advice to our viewers, on what they should expect regarding vehicle registration, licensing in Anambra State.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Just to conclude, because we have said it time without number one, is that ensure that you register your vehicle. Register those vehicles in our motor licensing office. Avoid all these touts. Avoid all this Ndoaburo. So that you'll be sure of where and how your vehicle is registered. Okay. In case of theft, if the vehicle is not in the system, if it's lost in the process, there's no way you can trace it. Again, fault of the security. If you don't register the vehicle, it means you are keeping the lives of people in danger. Because I said it ab initio that registration is not because the government wants to make money, but the government is so much interested in your security. Because most of the crimes that are perpetrated are done either by a motorcycle, or vehicle. So it is key. It is central to what we are saying. The government is serious about it. Again, I said it and I continue to say it. It is a crime to drive vehicle without license. Then it's an offense to drive with an expired one. It's key. So please, it's a crime, so it can lead you to, you can go to jail by court of competent jurisdiction. It is as bad as that. Please don't keep people's life in danger. Thank you very much.
It's very interesting. You've heard it from this horse's mouth. It is a crime to drive, vehicle without registration in Anambra State. That has been the size of our program today on our favorite tax enlightenment program, Tax Insight Monday. It comes your way every Monday, and I still go by the name M.A. Blaise Pascal. Thank you.